Success Café. I'm your host, Chris Mahan. Each day, I hope we can get together, maybe share some coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is. I'll be giving you some tips, tricks, and strategies that you can use to ensure the success of your business. So each day, we'll just dive right into that day's topic. Hope you enjoy. Situations can change in an instant. One moment you're moving right along on a certain path, thinking that all is right with the world, when suddenly the rug is pulled out from underneath you. Technology shifts, something becomes obsolete. You find yourself embroiled in the midst of a worldwide pandemic. Suddenly, what you've been doing for years no longer works. What do you do? For Soichiro Honda, the answer was to shift and adapt. And like Honda, you need to find the next best solution, regardless of how crazy or off the wall it may seem at the time. Now, Honda started back in 1939 with the idea of creating a piston ring for Toyota, but his prototype flopped almost immediately. Undaunted, he threw himself into the project, determined to bring his idea to fruition, and he succeeded. His invention enabled him to gain the contract that he desired. But suddenly, a major problem erupted on the horizon, something which was entirely beyond his control. We know it as World War II. With a shortage of material with which to build a factory, Honda might have given up. Instead, he created a new kind of concrete that he could use in place of more traditional materials. However, problems continued to abound. And when his new factory was bombed twice, and when he was finally ready to go into production, there wasn't any steel. There was, on the other hand, plenty of empty gasoline cans to be found that had been discarded by the American fighters. So, taking advantage of what was on hand, he used what was readily available to him. It seemed that fate was finally smiling down on him. But fate can be just as cruel as she can be generous. Honda's factory was completely destroyed by an earthquake. Now, after this many setbacks, many people would have taken them as a sign that they just needed to get out of business, but not Soichiro. He chose to persevere. In the meantime, with resources slim, especially fuel for vehicles, Honda set out to solve his own problem. And what he found was a solution that worked for everyone else as well. He motorized a bicycle with a tiny engine just so that he could get to his place of work. This engine was something that his neighbors admired greatly and wanted for themselves. So, seeing an opportunity to make a success in a direction he had never considered previously, Honda set out to mass produce a small engine that could serve the needs of his community. This engine went on to become the foundation of his company. But his real success came during the 1970s American fuel crisis. With a demand for cars that used less fuel to travel more miles, Honda leveraged his knowledge to build fuel-efficient vehicles, making him a worldwide leader in engine technology. Soichiro Honda accomplished a great deal during his lifetime, being willing to adapt to circumstances and looking for opportunities in the midst of crisis. Rather than becoming caught up in his setbacks, he created a product which launched his success. Entrepreneurs who seek success should learn from his example. No matter what life may throw at us, no matter what setbacks we may experience, we must avoid giving up and giving in. Instead, finding the opportunities that exist within all predicaments, we must choose to move on.